Hi friends, welcome to World Explorer. Today we are discussing about food security. Food security is ensuring availability of food for all the individuals and affordable. This has been started in 1974 by World Food Security. That is availability of food at all times, adequate, nourishing, diverse, balanced and moderate world food supplies of basic foodstuffs to sustain steady expansion of food consumption and to offset fluctuations in production and prices. That means the food should not be having increased costs or it is not affordable or not accessible, etc. These are problems should be avoided. That is what is the main concept of food security. What are the main pillars of food security? These are availability, access, utilization and stability. Availability is ensuring the food is available round the clock or round the year, and there is a balance between supply and production. There is a distribution and exchange also. Even during disasters, everything should be kept in mind. Access, affordable and allocation, that is every person is able to buy or they are able to get the food irrespective of the rich or poor. This is the main aspect. Utilization, even though we are providing the food to them, many of the people don't know how to cook or they may be losing the nutrients by faulty cooking methods. So it is our responsibility to ensure them to learn how to cook the food and what are the methods and how food is being made or like these things. And then stability, ability to obtain food over time. So the person should be able to buy the food irrespective of the situations they face. So this is usually measured with the help of household food insecurity access scale, household dietary diversity scale, household hunger scale and coping strategies index. Food insecurity will happen usually during famines, droughts, war, floods, and even sometimes economic policy is going to affect the food insecurity. And because of food insecurity, we see the problems like stunting, nutritional deficiencies, depression, anxiety and sleep disorders. And World Summit on Food Security is in the year 1996 at Rome. They have committed for global commitment to fight against the hunger. So what are the challenges to food security? It is the water crisis, land degradation or barren land, because nowadays we see in many of the places only urea is being used in agriculture. So because of this land is becoming barren. And there is the effect of climate change we see because of increased air pollution. And even some of the agricultural diseases like insects, locusts are very high nowadays. So we are using so many fertilizers for that. And even politics will affect the food security. And we see the food wastage. We see many of the people are wasting the food and many of the people are not even getting the food. So we should reduce the food wastage. And gender and food security. How is it related? Food security is related to gender. We see women, children below poverty line and orphans are at risk of food insecurity. The reason is why we say women is, for example, we take culture. Many of the Indian women eat food after their husband or the family members eat. So because of this, women are at risk of anemia. So women are at high risk for food insecurity. There is a chance of gender bias here. And even children may not get the sufficient nutrition because some parents are maybe daily wage earners. They may not be able to give the nutritious diet which is really needed for the children. Below the poverty line, again it's self-explanatory. Orphans and sometimes even the children who are in residential schools, they may not even get the sufficient diet whatever they require. So even this may be a cause of the malnutrition. We see anemia cases are increasing day by day even in the school children and also the women of puberty age. And because of this, there is a chance of low birth weight babies also. And again it is going in a continuous cycle. So we should ensure there is a food available for everyone irrespective of gender. So nutrition and food security. India is having a world's highest child undernutrition rates, impacts on child health, development, performance in the school and also the productivity in adult life. We see because of malnutrition, children are not able to concentrate on the learning. So there is a chance of decreased intellectual abilities as compared to the children who is very much having good nutrition. So the challenge is 195 million undernourished people are there, and India shares the quarter of global hunger burden. 4 out of 10 children in India are not meeting their full human potential because of chronic undernutrition or stunting. What is stunting? It is diminished learning capacity, poor school performance, reduced earnings, and increased risk of chronic diseases because of malnutrition. And it is having a multi-generational impact. Malnourished girls and women often give birth to LBW infants, that is low birth weight infants. This is again affecting. Non-communicable diseases are very common. For example, and even apart from this, we see obesity is increasing in even in India nowadays. Many of the people are having night eating disorders or excessive eating disorders. So this is the main cause of obesity. So challenges are slowing agricultural growth because population is growing and agriculture land is same. So again, climate change, air pollution, land degradation because of using of same fertilizer like urea, shrinking biodiversity. We see so many of the species are not getting the space to live. So many of the birds are even getting extinct nowadays. Barren lands due to imbalanced fertilizer use. So next we will see about SDG, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In this SDG 2 focus on the end hunger, achieve food security. So food security is a part of SDG 2. So again it will improve the nutrition and also promote the sustainable agriculture. So SDG 2.1 is discussing about how to end the hunger and how people like vulnerable situations, how they should get the enough food, etc. And again SDG 2.2 concentrates on the all forms of malnutrition and in the children of less than 5 years of age, adolescent girls, pregnant and lactating women, etc. And in SDG 2.3 it is focusing on increasing the agricultural productivity, and SDG 2.4 ensuring the sustainable food production systems, and SDG 5 investment and correct and prevent trade restrictions, limit extreme food price volatility. So these are the main components of SDGs. Government of India initiatives: National Food Security Mission, Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, integrated schemes on oil seeds, pulses, palm and oil and maize, ISOPOM, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana and e-marketplace. And the Government of India initiatives on malnutrition are midday meals at schools, Anganwadi systems, and provide food and nutrition security for most vulnerable, making access the food as a legal right. United Nations support vulnerable groups not to be left behind, assist government to scale up nutrition services, strengthen agriculture, and Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Next thing is NFSM, that is National Food Security Mission. This is launched in October 2007. 14th Finance Commission target to achieve 13 million tons of additional food grains production, comprising of rice 5 million tons, wheat 3 million tons, coarse cereals 2 million tons by 2019 to 20. National Food Security Act is started on July 5, 2013. Welfare to rights based approach. This is the paradigm shift. Act legally entitles 75% of rural population, 50% of urban population to receive the subsidized food grains through targeted public distribution system. PDS is public distribution system. So 2/3 of the people covered under this act to receive highly subsidized food grains, and this is implemented all over India, that is pan India basis. And again it is supporting the midday meal schemes, ICDS and PDS, that is public distribution system. Responsibilities of center under NFSA. So center, their responsibility is to allocation of food grains and ensuring the food is reaching to the FCA godowns or to the FPS. FPS is fair price shops. So what is the responsibilities of state? State should ensure the effective implementation, identification of eligible households, issuing ration cards, distribution of via fair price shops, and giving license or monitoring the fair price shops, grievance redressal system, strengthening the targeted public distribution system. So these are all the responsibilities of state. And nowadays, to reduce the transport and to avoid many of the losses, leakages, etc. Government has initiated direct beneficiary transfer. It is optional for state, but some of the states have opted for this, like Chandigarh and Dadra Nagar Haveli in the year of 2015 and 16 respectively. And this has a greater benefit, direct benefit transfer. This will ensure the customer, that is the person who is beneficiary, he is having a choice to buy whatever they need in an open market. Next is food fortification. Food fortification, we see many of the children are having micronutrient deficiencies, iron deficiency, anemia, etc. So in the midday meal scheme in 2005, 1.2 million schools is being operated in India, and in this, government of Odisha has started a program adding iron to the meal, so that will decrease anemia by 5% in school children of 6 to 14 years in a Gajapati district of Odisha. Next program is World Food Program. This is a leading humanitarian organization saving lives and changing lives, delivering food assistance in emergencies, and it is working with communities to improve the nutrition and build resilience, committed to end hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition by 2030. On a given day, World Food Program has 5,600 trucks, 30 ships, 100 planes on move, delivering food and other assistance for the needy, food assistance to victims of war, civil conflict, droughts, floods, earthquakes, hurricanes, crop failures and natural disasters. WFP first 1,000 days from conception to child's second birthday and later through school meals, they are ensuring the nutrition. Partners 1,000 national and international NGOs. This is the main aspects of World Food Program. So these are the bibliography from which I have taken the information from United Nations, and then gem.gov.in, dpd.net, RKVY, DFPD, NFSM, EPDS, UN.org, WFP.org, Wikipedia. So thank you. If you like my presentation, subscribe to my YouTube channel and share to your friends and family members.